Hello, how you doing? Welcome to the Connect Zone where we get to navigate the shifts of life with God's Word. My name is Guma Albert. I'm your host. Very excited that you are tuned in and you are part of this show. If this is your very first time for tuning in and being part of the Connect Zone, we are excited to have you being part of the family. Do you know what you're going to do for us? Why don't you go ahead and call a friend, tell them this is the best show that they can ever watch because it will improve their life but grow you and reach your God-given potential. If you've been watching and following through, trust me, you're growing from one level to the other and you're hitting your God-given potential. We are always excited to come to you right in your living room, wherever you're watching us from. You could be driving or you could be playing with your friends somewhere and then you decided to just stop. We're just happy that you can choose this connector, a family that will help you grow and reach your God-given potential. We've had a couple of shows. The previous show we've been talking about different things. We've been talking about relationships. And please go ahead and check them out on our YouTube channel, Connect Zone, and you'll never get to miss out anything. Hit that subscribe button just for you to to get always notified every other time there's a show. You never get to miss it out on our YouTube, on our Facebook page, Connect Zone. You can go ahead, like the page, share the link, tell everyone, and make the noise about Connect Zone because we are here to transform your life from anything that you think you want to learn about, and God will be the guide for you as we learn and grow together. Today we are talking about business, and with me is a friend of mine, but also a pastor and a business and an entrepreneur, Pastor Banky. He's here in the house, and allow him to introduce himself to us furthermore as we dive right into it.
My name is Banky, but I like it when everybody calls me Banky. I'm a businessman, as I said. I'm a pastor. I'm passionate about the next generation. I'm happily married with a beautiful wife and two children. I live in Dallas, Fort Worth, in Texas, and originally from Nigeria, but I count myself a Ugandan now. I just love the people, love the country, and I'm just very happy to be here.
Thank you so much. You know what, Pastor Banky, it's good to have you on the show. The very last time we had very many thought-provoking questions. You challenged us. Some of us we felt like you stepped on our toes, so we were feeling. And of course, every time we have you on the show, it always feels like there's something we pick out and we are challenged and we want to go and do something immediately. So one, as the Connection family, we are privileged to have you here, and then the other is just to learn from you. I've always said, even as we had our trip to Fort Potro to just go and look at the beauty of Fort Potro, me thinking and always rubbing shoulders with you, I get to get that wisdom that oozes right straight from you. I count you as a sage. There's so much wisdom you have to share, and I know many of us who are watching and who are watching right now. They're going to learn so much. As we dive right into it, very many these are the theories I've had, and these are many people say about Africa at large. I've had many people say that Africa is a sleeping giant. Others have said Africa is a big elephant. Africa is a sleeping elephant in the room, and all these things almost refer to how maybe probably the potential that Africa has, and probably they do not know how to harness it. I don't know what you think about those statements, and if you were to define Africa yourself, what would be your definition for Africa?
Every definition you have for Africa is correct. And but I think the time and season that we have that Africa plays an important part right now is food security. I mean, technology cannot save the world. No matter the advancement in science cannot save the world. The world is growing in population to an extent that we're going to need food. And Africa has the landmass, fertile soil to be able to feed the world. And that's why you have everybody trying to compete for Africa now. So that way, they can take our food that we have. Food is not a problem in Africa. It's how to harness the potential for food. So Africa is going to play a key role in the world moving on. So as you said, you say I step on you guys' toes, and it's for the fact that I understand the potential that is there. And there are times, you have to cause pain in order for somebody to grow.
Yeah.
I've gone through all those pains, and I hate to see young people go through those pains. And
Right.
that's why I'm on a mission to wake up the next generation that
Right.
it's here. You don't have to leave this shop to go and make it in life.
Right.
It's here.
Now, as you say that, I can, sometimes people, very many people come to us and tell us, hey, man, your time is here, the time is now, you can do this. And most of us probably even watching right now, they have had this not once, not twice. Hey, it's your time, resources are here, you can do this. But every time I've talked to different youths, in different spaces that I'm in, many of them have this excuse. I don't know if it's an excuse or if it's a reality for them, and it could be. And they say that, I want to start something. I want to make a change. I want to probably start a business. I want to do something about this, but I just do not have a capital. And I know you've been around many of them and you've had it. What would you say about that? What would be your advice about that?
I think capital is very relative. And I mean, the example that came to my mind right now is very simple.
Yeah.
You wake up one day and you decide you want to have a phone.
Mm.
You just want to have a means of communication.
Right.
And you go out and buy a phone. And then you buy a line. Then you buy data. And then you feed that data every day, every week. It's costing you money. So where did you go to raise money to get the phone? Did you have to do a fundraising to go buy the phone? You saved money. You went and worked. You did something to get the phone. So as little as that, and it's not cheap. I've seen phones that you guys carry. These phones are not cheap. Some of us, the phones and the amount we spend on just the data and everything is enough to start. I just gave that example to show that if you really put your heart to it, it's not the resource, it's not money that is stopping you. It's just for you to put your heart to it to make it happen.
Right. So what I hear you say is that many youths or many people do not start just because they have not put their hearts towards starting.
Yes.
And let me ask this question: Do you find a phone a necessity, that someone should have a means of communication?
You should.
Yes.
But also, my take on it is this. Because it's a recurrent expense,
Right.
which means I'm going to have to feed that phone, buy data.
Yeah.
It's not like I buy the phone, I buy data once, and that is it.
Right.
Then my first point will be that then you should have something that is going to provide the resource to feed that data.
Right. So if someone does not have, what I hear you also say, and probably someone may be hearing the same, is that that if someone has a phone, instead of you getting a phone for communication and getting in touch with different people, and in this generation that we're in today, 21st generation, technology on its highest peak, and everything happening through a phone. Instead of you spending money buying a phone, you can use that money to start a business that will help you to generate money to buy a phone
And maintain it. Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay, so please, if you're just joining us, this is the Connect Zone, where we get to navigate the shifts of life in God's Word. We're talking about business and helping us understand how you and I can be young entrepreneurs that will change the narrative of Africa, that will change the narrative of your society and community. And with us, it's Pastor Banky, a pastor and an entrepreneur. And we are going to have this conversation together. Why don't you leave us your comments on our different Facebook page? Ask those questions. I know many of us have questions: how to start, when to start a business. Very many quotes we have had about business, and one that comes out is this. This quote that says that to grow big, you have to start small. To grow a business big, you have to start small. And many people have given me scenarios. For example, there's this one man I was talking to, and he told me how he's a very successful businessman. He told me how when he started his business, before he grew so big, he started with small pancakes. Small pancakes. These are, I don't know, I call them African pancakes. They're made out of cassava flour and cassava flour and sweet bananas.
Okay.
And so he has grown it. Now he says he has multiple businesses from that very little that he started. But me, I did not find it realistic, and I want you to help us know and understand. He says he grew it from small bananas, and me, I was like, you know what? I think the generations have changed. Times have changed. That's what I told him. Times have changed. It's not easier to grow an empire starting with small pancakes now. I don't know what's your take on that, and probably you can help us know and you can help me understand.
I think the best place to look at a business models, different ones, and talking about ability of individuals is to look at the parable of the talent.
Right.
Everybody, each and every one of us have, our abilities. And so you're going to start or be blessed based on your abilities. Some have 5 talents, some were given 2, some 1. But the fact is, everybody got something.
Right.
So now you're not going to be saddled with 5 talents when you can only manage 1. So 1 talent to you might be 10,000 Uganda shillings because it affords you the opportunity in order to start and manage at a level where you have the capability to. And you will see that growth based on how you manage it, and you are learning as you're growing, and then you expand the business. And that way, you learn well and then you grow the business. Some people have a greater capabilities and abilities than that. They have to start with 5 talents,
Right.
because they have the capability to manage 5 talents. If you give somebody that has the capability of 5 talents to go manage a 1 talent business, it probably will fail because it won't have the patience to grow it so slow. But if you give somebody also on the reverse side, somebody that has the capability of 1 talent, and you give him 5 talent, he's going to wreck the business. So it doesn't matter, but the most important thing is to start from somewhere. I like how message translation puts it. Message translation puts it in such a way that it just it's just so. It says it is. I think it says the master. In 26 to 27, Matthew 25 said the master was furious. It says that's a terrible way to live. It's criminal to live cautiously like that. So not doing anything with your talent, not starting, we should create a jailhouse where we're going to arrest people and put them there. Say it's criminal to live so cautiously, not to do anything. Should be criminal. We build a jailhouse and we ask you, what are you doing? And you don't have help. We put you in the jailhouse. And so we bring mentors to come and help you in the jailhouse to, help you develop your talent so we can bring you back to society so you can contribute much more to the social contracts that human beings have. Because we need everybody to contribute something of value to society.
Right.
And if some people are becoming a burden on society, then they are holding all of us down. So that's why it's so criminal. Everybody has a talent. Start. 1,000 shillings, start something. 10,000, start something. If you can afford a phone, you can start a business. Because even your phone can be a source of business.
Right. How can my phone be a source of business?
It's very simple. You can create a marketplace on Instagram. You can create a marketplace on Facebook. Even on WhatsApp, you can create a marketplace. I don't have to own the product. I can go to the market now and take beautiful pictures of matoke in bunches. And I know I can get it. I mean, I went to your place. I saw matoke everywhere. I'm sure it's cheaper for Porto than it's here. So I take those pictures and I take order. And I tell them that I take minimum order that you must. I'm a wholesale seller. you must buy at least 5 bunches or 10 bunches in order to come to buy from me. So when you order, you pay. And then I have a contact in Fort Portal that puts it on the truck and brings it to me. When it comes, I deliver it. I don't have to have a shop. I don't have to have anything. I don't even have to have the resource. All I need to have is a phone.
Right.
And I supply it.
Okay.
And I make money.
Right. But I don't know. And many youths brother are doing that. Right now, as you interact with very many, we right now what are the most thriving businesses for very many youths were digital marketing. Many selling products online. But the question is that even as one sells a product online, there's still a tendency that it's still not as lucrative as we want it to become. When do I grow? Because when do I grow this business?
I don't know how you define lucrative. If I buy my token that I didn't put my money in, and I supply 5 bunches, I don't know how much they sell a bunch. Maybe, and I didn't invest anything.
Right.
And I'm able to make only 10,000 shillings. I mean, how lucrative or not lucrative is that? So all I need to do is scale up, what I'm doing. And the issue is when I make the 10,000 shillings, and I now take that 10,000 shillings, and I now go to eat it. You eat your seed. A wise man told me that do not waste the capital. You can waste the profit. But even in wasting the profit, you must develop the products of what you sell to an extent that you can afford the little luxuries of life.
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing, Pastor Banky, is that many of us, and maybe probably some of us can relate. If you're watching in right now, we're talking about business. This is the Connect Zone. Pastor Banky is telling us about different ways you and I can be very productive in society. And one thing that comes in my mind is that many of us today, you start a business. But that business is the same thing that takes care of yourself, that takes care of your rent, that takes care of your food, that takes care of almost of everything that you need in life to survive. Because then that many of us don't start businesses many of us, our income streams are not as many to be able to cater for other different needs as we grow one particular business. So then the question would be, how do I even grow a business when I even depend on this very particular business? When will it become a multi-millionaire business?
You can't depend on what the business is making at the initial stage.
Right.
No matter the business you're doing, the first principle, and I learned this from a book I read, it's called The Richest Man in Babylon. And if you have chance, it will help you. Download the book or buy the book. And the first principle is that you must have a stream of income other than the business. You must have it. So you allow the business to grow. And people ask me, I'm in school. How am I going to get a stream of income while I'm in school? My answer is, you can get a partial employment while you're in school. Hey, the problem is pride holding you from doing things that society will term dirty.
Right.
You want to be a fine boy. You want to
look good.
You want to look good, and you have an empty pocket. A wise young man told me this, and it says, Africans are not afraid of hunger, but they are afraid of taking risk. There is no point in being afraid of taking risk. Okay, you are in school. You can do any kind of dirty job that will not affect you. At night, you can do a job at night. You can go do security at night that pays you a constant money for feeding and even paying some of your school fees. It looks dirty, but look, if you are doing a night job, they're going to give you a small shed to sleep. You're sleeping. As the boss is sleeping upstairs, you're also sleeping. And you can do your homework. Right there, you're doing your homework. You are ahead of your peers. So it's a time where you can actually sit down and do schoolwork, while your mates are sleeping. So you're being productive. So when you come back, you sleep some, and then you can go to class. and you have that stream of income coming. At a point in time, within a year, you probably will not need to do that job anymore. But it's we are afraid of taking risks. We are afraid of doing things that we call so demeaning, but we are not afraid of hunger.
All right.
Hunger is the most demeaning thing, especially if you're a fine boy out there and you don't have anything in your pocket. I don't know how you're a fine boy. You're just an empty shell. Being a fine boy, you have to have coins in your pocket to back up the finance.
Right. So, all right. This just a question just popped up in my mind, and these are very different questions that have been coming in from different friends on our Facebook page and different online platforms. And some of the question that keeps coming out is, many people say I should be a successful businessman.
Yeah.
I should be successful in life. I should make it in life and be successful.
Yes.
Probably as a businessman or as a doctor or as a lawyer, whatever profession it is.
Yes.
And the question for me, the question for me that comes out of these very many questions is, what is success?
Okay.
How do we define success? And what is your definition for success?
Definition of success is to live according to God's purpose. So, not to complicate it, everybody has a purpose in life.
Right.
And if you don't understand your purpose in life, you're going to chase shadows all your life. You will never find fulfillment. I know a lot of very rich people that are miserable. Yeah, rich kids that are miserable, depressed, suicidal. So it's not about money. It's about doing things that you are happy and enjoying doing and get a reward for doing that. That is success. It's not money and it's to solve problems in life. Every single one of us will find fulfillment if we are, solving problems. There's many societal problems. You walk by it every day. The moment you are compassionate enough to solve a problem, you find fulfillment, you find success. Jesus Christ of Nazareth, when the Holy Ghost and power was upon him, he said he went about doing good. So doing good brings not only success, it brings you satisfaction in life. What good have you been called to do? You can be in any field and you're doing good. You can be an engineer and you design things that will make life easy for people. You can be, a doctor and you are doing good and make life easy for people. You can be a civil engineer and you design based on the local materials. You design building designs that is cheap for everybody to be able to afford. You have bamboo, you have clay, you have all these things. Why not put a design together that you can build a house, a house that has everything, with 2 million shillings that everybody can. You solve a problem. You build a prototype, and everybody can, take that prototype and run with it.
Right.
Yeah, you solve a lot of problems. You can solve hunger, malnutrition in children. If you're a nutritionist, you find a mix of food, out there that they can feed to the children that does not require them to expand on energy, boiling water or doing anything. That all they need is water, put it in there, mix it, and then they feed the children. It's out there. Solve problems. If you solve problems, you'll be successful.
If you solve problems, you'll be successful. Hey guys, this is the Connect Zone where we get to navigate the shifts of life with God's Word. I'm your host, Guma Albert, and we're talking about business. And one of the things that is standing out is that if you solve a problem, you will be successful. And I even have a feeling that you'll not only be successful, but you'll be a very successful businessman.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bill Gates did not go out trying to be rich. He went out trying to solve a problem of how we communicate, connectivity. And in doing so, he became rich. The first thing to do is not to just go out and wanting to be rich. You will be embarrassed with riches by solving problems.
Right. It's funny how you say that because many of us run out to go and look for riches
Yes.
and forget to solve problems. And,
Yes.
and I'll say it in this case because usually for you to solve a problem, it's driven by passion.
Yes.
You look at something, and many times it has come for me. I look at something, I've looked at someone, and I'm like, okay, they need my help. And out of that passion, I'm able to step in and solve a problem. But today, and this is maybe probably ravaging our African market, that many of us do things not because they want to do them, but they do them because they want to survive. We are driven with a survival mechanism, right? And so I don't know how. And every time you tell someone, maybe right now you're not, and it's not a story that is told to us always. We are always told, wake up and go and make money. You go and survive. Go try do something. It's either you do this that will help you to survive. It's either you do accounting, even when someone is passionate at making music, right? So I don't know what you think about, does passion lead to success and to a successful business?
Absolutely. You have to be passionate about what you do. Because if you are passionate about it, you will have consistency. Because you wake up and you are happy to go do it. You're just so happy to go do it because you're making an impact. And don't get me wrong, each of us have what we call a job and what we call in terms of what you are called to do. There's a difference between a job and work because the Bible always talks about work.
Right.
And there's a job. But we take our job to become work. And that's where the problem lies. My job is to be an accountant. I work for an accounting firm. But the work that God has called me to do might be to help street children. That's the work. But we make a mistake and think our job is our work. That's two different distinctions. And also, it causes marital problems too. Because you think your wife is called to provide help for you for your job. Your job, you are skilled there. You are a mathematician. Go and do your mathematics. But when you now start fulfilling purpose in your work, you will see your wife come to light to help you maximize it. Right. Two different things. And so most of us pursue job and leave work. And that's why we get miserable at work. We get locked down. We are looking for promotion we can't get. We are looking for a raise we can't get. The money is not enough. So if you have a job, it provides you the comfort enough for you to pursue your work.
Right.
Don't forget that. You must go look for work. So when we talk about going to do business, people think it's that we are telling you to go make money. The essence of it is that your profession is your job, but there is a work that you are called to do. And so you use that as stability in order for you to provide enough time for you to go and fulfill your work. At a point, you will leave your job because your work will make a way for you.
Exactly. It's sinking in for me. I don't know how about you who's watching right now. Why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page so you don't get to miss out a thing. Send in your questions and your comments. You're already running out of time, but we're having interesting discussion right here on the Connect Zone. They keep coming and you don't want to miss out a thing. So if you really, really, really want someone to hear about this information, to hear about this wisdom and knowledge, please, why don't you go ahead and share the link with every contact you know. Because do you know what? You are growing God's kingdom. Not only God's kingdom, you are growing your communities and societies. You're already participating in God's great commission. So we are here to be able to help each other learn.
Absolutely.
We're left with 1 minute, 2 minutes, and so. And I want to just throw this question because I don't think to make justice if I leave it out. Does education, is someone asked, is education the reason why most of us are still poor in Africa?
There is a tendency to want to agree, but it's not so. It's just misappropriation of what education is.
Pastor Banky, you said it's something you said when you started with, and I feel like it's very thought-provoking. There's a tendency to wanting to agree.
Yes.
So there's a truth to it.
There can be a truth to it, but it's a misappropriation of the value of education. You see, education is not to it's not they are not teaching you only X, Y, Z plus equals to this. That's not what education is. Really, truly, education is trying to provoke in you, and bring out in you the ability to solve problems. That is just it. But we lose sight of that fact and we think, I am an accountant. I need to go work in the bank, or I need to start an accounting firm. You know, you can find yourself with a degree in your hands. And I don't know the statistics, but I know that maybe 10% of the every graduating class can find employment. Yes, it has nothing to do with our museum up there. It has nothing to do with government. It's about a closed mind. You see, even if you find yourself doing menial jobs, what your education does is this. Let's just like you find yourself, you are a graduate, and you find yourself doing security work. You go in there for a short time and learn about the job. And then your education has to kick in, and it's like, how do I do this thing better than everyone else is doing it now? And when you can figure that out, because you are educated, you can't do it like the normal person that is not educated. Then you can now sit down carefully and plan to start your own security outfit that will separate you from everybody. And then you start employing people. Then you start, you look at things from a better perspective with education.
Right.
I don't care whether you are selling pepper or carry shit. As I always say, shit money does not smell. You carry that shit in such a way that it's better than everybody that has ever carried shit before.
Right.
So it's just what it is. That's what education is. But our education, the way we apply it, almost makes us dumb, stupid, because we don't know why we are educated.
And we want to pick it out from there. Please do not miss out the next one. Just leaving you on a cliffhanger. The next one, just starting right from there. Why does our education make you dumb and stupid? We want to find out, why do you think that our education makes you dumb and stupid? Why are we not successful? Why is that we are not venturing into business and making it different, better, and solving problems and finding ourselves held captive in poverty? This is the Connect Zone, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is, just like Pastor Banky said. Until next time, see you guys.